The primary election is less than 2 weeks away, but many are already casting their votes.
KPVI News that works for you reporter Deanne Coffin joins us now live from the newsroom with more. Deanne.
Thanks, Matt and Marlise. I hit the elections office to find out what the difference is between a primary and a general election and what is involved in the primary process. With the primary election just around the corner, Bannock County elections officials say the primary election process is a bit different than the general election. There are 3 different ballot types in the primary election: a Democratic ballot, a Republican ballot, and a nonpartisan ballot. The nonpartisan ballot only has judicial races. If voters choose a Democratic ballot, they can remain an unaffiliated voter. Choosing a Republican ballot automatically affiliates the voter with the Republican Party. In the primary election, the voter chooses the best candidate for that party to move forward to the general election.
It's important to vote in a primary no matter which ballot you choose, because there's contested races on both parties. And, you know, if we want to look to send the best candidate forward to the general election, then it's important to let your opinion be known and participate in that primary election.
Early voters say it's just as important to vote in the primary as it is in the general election.
I early vote because there are competitions for many of the offices, and you want to get the best one in there at the primary so that they are the ones at the end of the road expressing what you think.
Elected officials say voting can make a difference.
Because your voting power in the primary is maybe 10 to 1 because it's such a low turnout. It's amazing. In other words, in the Pocatello district, there are about 20,000 registered voters, and only about 25% of those vote in the primary.
Reporting in Bannock County, I'm Deanne Coffin, KPVI News that works for you. The last day to vote early is Friday, May 11th, and the primary is Tuesday, May 15th. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Deanne Coffin, KPVI News that works for you.
Now we answer that question: what becomes of the Olympic venues after the games are over? KPVI News that works for you reporter Deanne Coffin traveled to the Utah Olympic Park in Park City to find out.
An everyday city became a spectacular place of wonder and the backdrop for the Winter Olympics. A place nestled in the Wasatch Mountains for the world to come and see. A city changed forever. This was Salt Lake City, 2002. Olympians dazzling the crowds with intense athleticism. But after the excitement of the games are over, what happens to the venues? The Utah Olympic Legacy Foundation says they are one of the few who have found a way to maintain and keep the world-class level facilities. They've done so through a $60 million endowment.
So compared to a city like Pyeongchang, obviously their facilities are brand new and they are state-of-the-art. We are a little bit aged. But we have funding that has allowed us to keep them usable and are going to be improved over the next 10 years to bring them up to current day standards.
16 years after the 2002 Winter Games, Olympic athletes still train here at Utah Olympic Park and other venues around the area in hopes of making their Olympic dreams come true.
We have the governing bodies of U.S. Ski and Snowboard and U.S. Speed Skating based right here in Utah, and because of the facilities being here, all the athletes continue to train here most and also compete in various World Cups and World Championship events.
He says they continue to find ways to use these facilities for more than just athlete training. Some of the venues exist today as they did back then. Visitors can get tours like the Nordic ski jump and bobsled rides, and you can come and learn how to do backflips into the freestyle pool. None of this comes cheap for the foundation. They have a staff of about 500 people, and maintenance and improvements cost over $2 million a year.
That was one of the great benefits of having a successful O2 Games that left this endowment, and we're able to keep these facilities going with some really good planning ahead of time and execution afterward.
Reporting from Park City, Utah, I'm Deanne Coffin, KPVI News that works for you.
The Utah Olympic Foundation looks after 3 of their legacy Olympic venues, which are Utah Olympic Park, Soldier Hollow Nordic Center, and Utah Olympic Oval in Salt Lake. Each year they train roughly 40% of Team USA's winter athletes. Salt Lake is also in the running for another Winter Olympics. Tomorrow at 5, we will learn more about that process.